Hey, welcome or welcome back. This is going to be my take on March Madness that I'm calling Ink Madness. It's going to be a multi-part series here on my channel. My goal is to get it completely done in the month of March, even though I know regular March Madness runs into April, but that's a whole other thing. I'm not with the sports ball. I'm just trying to think of something cutesy to get me to my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to sell some of my inks that I'm not using and fund new pens. So there are a couple of pens I want that are just a little bit out of my price range. And so I'm thinking I'm not using all of my inks. I have ones that are very similar to each other. So let's go through them and figure out, like, pull to the side which ones I want to sell. And I thought I could make a series out of it. And since it's March, let's do Ink Madness is what we'll do. So it was kind of humbling when I started to go through all of my inks and catalog them. Yeah. So this is kind of embarrassing. But I have 138 inks. That is too many. I won't use that many ever. So I love them all. But yeah, so 138, and I spent most of yesterday cataloging all of them and then trying to come up with some way to do basketball style sports brackets for the inks. And then also trying to figure out how many inks per video so that there wouldn't be a million, and how to get that all done in a month. So yeah, it's this is kind of interesting. This is also going to be the first video that I attempt to edit, so hopefully you're seeing some cool stuff. And I figured it out. I know yesterday I tried to record a video with a new microphone and that went horribly. It sounded like I was a pilot with the microphone in my mouth. So no microphone, but editing, yes. So let's see. Okay. I am going to split this up into 6 different videos. The first video obviously is this one. It's going to be on warm tones. So these are my reds, my pinks, my oranges. It was also interesting to find that I only have 4 oranges as compared to everything else. The next video, which I'll put out on the 8th of March, is cool tones like my blues and my teals. Then on the 9th, on a Sunday, I'll put out my purples, which was interesting to me that I had way more of those than I thought I did. Sunday, the 16th, will be blacks and grays. And then Saturday the 22nd and, sorry, I'm reading my notes. Saturday the 22nd and Sunday the 23rd is a 2-part series on my earth tones, because apparently that's where I spent all of my money, is on greens, browns, and a few yellows. So I needed to break those up into 2 different videos. Then I'm thinking, depending on the engagement these videos get, maybe we can do some kind of voting in the community area where you can vote for each video, the ones that you would have picked as the winner, or the one you would have picked as a winner. And then maybe, we'll do something on like the 30th, and I can close all the voting on like the 28th. I think that'd be kind of cool. All right, so that's the plan for upcoming videos. This is still a little bit wet, but I am impatient, which I'll show you the mistakes I made. But I want to get this done because I did intend to start this on Saturday, but the setup took way longer than I thought it would. Setup in terms of cataloging my inks and figuring out the groups and all that other stuff. Okay, so let's start here. Okay, so in this video, like I mentioned, I have reds, I have pinks, and I have oranges. And I have like little stamps. Where are they at? Here. But I didn't want to use the same letter twice. So instead of calling these like characteristics or shimmer or sheen or whatever, these are just my fun reds up here. Also on this page is where I was learning where I wanted to place my brand in the name. This I did not like at all, so you'll see it change on the second side. So what I did is the start of the brackets, I grouped them up into like most similar as possible so that they could fight for the championship. Oh my gosh. Okay, I really did try hard to make these even and fair, which is hilarious because they're just inks, they're not people, but you know, whatever. I also made a mistake on these two are supposed to be on the next page, so I had to cross them out. But you know, the first page is always going to be really messy anyway, so that's fine. And then I didn't want to draw hard line boxes. So what I did is I just have, and I don't know if you can see it on the video here, but I just have like little pencil dots of where I need to try to keep the ink in and contained. So here's the ones that will fight here. And again, these are my fun reds. And then I have paper in here still because this stamp stuff is still a little bit wet. And these are my standard reds. So now I have my brands on the left and my name under it, and I think that looks better. And that's what I kept with. And then here's my orange, and you can see I missed my S, so everything else is oranges or reds or pinks, and then this is just orange, so whatever, that's fine. And then the pinks are an interesting one because it's two parts, the way I have to split them up. Many are going to be multi-part ones, just because of the number of inks. And so I'll have to, since I don't have an infinitely long page, I'll have to break them up. But this one was an interesting one because I had a Birmingham Pen Company ink. Well, for starters, it's an odd number. I have an odd number of pinks. And I had a Birmingham Pen Company ink that was going to duel against this one from this Herbin, Jacques Herbin ink. And I can't find it anywhere, which is crazy because I actually liked that one and they're very similar. And I have no idea where it went. I tore my ink cabinet apart, but in doing so, I realized I missed this guy. So now I have this spot. So this one's a little bit different since I had an odd number of inks. These two will fight and whichever one wins here moves here. And then I'm in to the even land. So this is part 1 and part 2. Most of these are standard, actually. Yeah, Momiji has a sheen and Twelfth Night has a shimmer, but they're so off in, they're just not in the same world, so I couldn't have them go against each other. So you'll see them here and there. And then I think what my goal is, let's be honest, I reserve the right to go against my rule of what I'm going to keep. But I'm hoping that I only keep things from this row onward. Like the first ones get knocked out. Maybe. It depends on what they are. Because there are some that are really tough battles. Like I'll tell you right now, this one right here is, I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of those. I'll be honest because I love all of these so much. So anywho, that is a lot of talking, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get to it. So I played around with how I want to do the swatching here, and I think it might change page over page, but we'll see. So what you can't see up here is I already have opened up all the boxes so that hopefully it'll make this a little bit quicker. I have a feeling as time goes on with this, I may change some of this up a little bit depending on how long these videos end up being. All right, so this one is Diamine's All the Best. This was one of their Ink Vent calendar items, the red edition. I just got into this stuff this last year, so I'm not sure which year the red is. But yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna have to move some stuff because I can't do this on like a straight, I need to go at an angle. So let me move this and just quickly check. Okay, that's still in there. That's nice. Okay, that works. My accessories, my whatever I'm using today. I guess I have water. I have a couple of different dip pens. I didn't know which ones I would want to use. And then I also have my handy dandy pen rest. So I got that. Then of course my inks. I don't know if I'm going to write the name of the one that wins on each bracket, because I think I'll be able to tell, but maybe I'll go back in later and do that. Anyway, again, with the babbling, what is wrong with me? You'd think after I spent so long setting all this stuff up, I would just want to jump right in. Okay, so let's, hopefully also, since I had to do some setup on these pages, I did have to touch the pages a lot, so hopefully the oils from my hands aren't too bad. Okay, so all the best. This is the one I used almost exclusively last year at Christmas time. Again, these little dots are just guides for me. And I want to make sure that we have some darker spots in here. I don't know how this is going to look on this ink, or sorry, this paper necessarily. This is that Cosmo Air Light paper that I got from Just Scribbles, the doodle notepad. Okay. I wanted to get some lighter ones in there, but I guess I just dumped it down a little bit too hard, but that's okay. That's okay. You guys are experiencing the first try of this right alongside me. So I was curious, did anybody get the Colorverse? New nib from Colorverse? And if you like it, I am telling myself I don't need one because I'm already not the best with this one. So I don't need another one. But I do like the way that one seems to have a finer point to it. Okay, first matchup. This one is Vinta, and this is Karol Red. And I have no idea why I wrote it with a K. Oh, wait, hang on. So it's different. This is Karol Red, and this is Karol with a K. Interesting. All right, we'll just keep the Karol with a K. I guess it doesn't matter. We can really shake this hard. It's not like it's going in a pen afterwards. Okay. You know what I did forget to pick up? Something to help me undo tight lids, which Wearingeul has a really nice seal on theirs, so that might be a problem. That might be a problem. We'll see. All right, I haven't used this color in a long time. Oh, I forgot it was so bright. For some reason, I was remembering it as dark. Oh, I like the shimmer. It's so pretty. Now I'm seeing that I should have made a different matchup. I should have made this go match up with the Great Sage Heaven's Equal. That's what I should have done. But that's okay. I think I already said that I'm keeping all of these no matter what anyway. This is not the page for items that I will be getting rid of. I can tell you that already. I like all of these way too much. Okay. I think I'll do the 2 and then we'll go instead of 2 and the 1, the 2, the 1. So let's just get the rest of these guys out of here. Maybe that'll help with the dry time too. This one is Wearingeul's 1984. This, when I saw it online, I knew I immediately had to get it. It is such a cool color. It is a super dark red. Oh, see, this is what I was talking about. They have this rubber seal on them, this gasket that makes them really difficult to open if you tighten it too tight. All right, I will be right back. I'm gonna go get something to open that. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? You can see it's ink stained, so this happens to me quite a bit. All right, let's reshake it. Open it up. It's this little gasket. I mean, it's really great because you know, really seals the ink, but my goodness, sometimes I fight with it way too hard. Oh gosh, I love how dark this is. I totally should have put the two dark ones battling it out with each other. For sure. Isn't that pretty? It's such a deep, almost black red with red shimmer in it. Okay. And then the last one of this group is, I don't know why Wearingeul names their inks with such long names. I mean, I even noticed on the spreadsheet, all my columns were blown out because of Wearingeul names, but this one is the Great Sage Heaven's Equal. Okay. Nope, gotta use this again. Always with the Wearingeuls. Okay. As soon as I swatch this, you'll realize why I should have done a different matchup, but that's okay. See how it's also a red with a shimmer? Just a tonality is just a little bit different. It's like lighter than this, a little bit less shimmer. Boy, that 1984 is drying down super dark. Super dark. Okay, so let's take a look. Against these two, I think the winner is, for me, is definitely Diamine's All the Best. You have a reddish purple ink with purple shimmer and green sheen. That is, love it. There's just so much going on in one ink. So that is definitely the winner of that one. Although this Vinta All the Best, or excuse me, this Vinta Karol is super nice too. It looks like you can almost see green sheening happen there too. I definitely should have put these two together and these two together. That's for sure. But that's okay. All right, so for me, the winner of this round is All the Best. So let's go to here. I love this one when the green sheen comes out. It's so pretty. Okay. This really is a more of a red color. I do realize it's looking really purple here, but that's primarily because of the shimmer that's on there. And then out of these two, I think it's 1984 for me. It's so unique. It's such a dark color. Such a dark red with red shimmer. And I could be wrong, but it also looks sometimes like it has a little bit of gold shimmer to it too. So the winner for me out of these, oops, cat fur, is this one. Trying to make some more areas of lightness, not all super saturated. Maybe with the next page, I'll do the dabbler. Okay, now out of these two, this is hard. This is hard for me. I think it's going to have to be All the Best again. It's so unique. Yep. Definitely All the Best. So the way I did this bracketing is that since these are the fun reds, I didn't want them to compete against the standard reds. Like All the Best is going to win by far when it comes to just a plain red. So these will be the winners of like the fun reds. And I think for sure it's this one. So let's do something different on the winner page. Let's maybe use the Ink Dabbler from Dominant Industry. And let's make a crazy design. Just go nuts. Let's have fun. I mean, I have the ink for it, right? There's so much ink. I'm really interested to see how the shimmer pools and how the sheen shows up when this dries. Nice. Oops. Might have to change my water a lot earlier than I thought I would with these super dark saturated colors. And then we'll just, I'm not the greatest with this kind of writer, but I thought it would be cool to try. So let's do something like oops. Ooh, that is so much ink. Oh no. I should have just left it with what I'm used to, but that's okay. So, yeah, I should have just wrote winner like I was planning to. That's fine. This is what I was planning to do. I think this works easier for me also because of the way I'm sitting and the way that the book is. All right, first round done. I'll tell you, doing these makes me want to re-ink my pens. Oh man. Gosh, this is going to be so pretty. All right, let me put some of this stuff up and then I'll give you a close-up of it wet. And we'll come back when it's dry, take a look, and then get started on the standard reds. Okay, well, this box doesn't want to close. There we go. All right, let's take a look. Boy, that writing is so terrible. Whatever. Okay, so here we go. So you can see that green sheen happening and that purple shimmer in the All the Best. And the Vinta one as well with the gold. And you can see green a little bit. I'm not super convinced that that's green sheen or if it's just the gold or the copper. Actually, yeah, I think that's a copper shimmer. It's just so concentrated right there. And then 1984, you can see the green sheen show up, and that only shows up if it's really laid down on the page. Like when you're writing with it, you don't really see that at all. And then the Great Sage, Heaven's Equal, super pretty. And we have them again here. And this is how that page is looking. I don't want to tilt it too far because It'll run everywhere. Awesome. Well, first set done. Let's let this dry, come back, take a quick look, and then we'll get started on the standard reds. All right, it's been just a little bit, and now everything is dry, or at least dry enough. So we'll take another look. Again, we have Diamine's All the Best, and I did decide to go ahead and label it. That green sheen with the purple shimmer is just so pretty. Then we have Vinta Karol. I don't know why, but this makes me think of like a Chinese New Year color. Maybe it's the lucky red envelope, something like that. And then Wearingeul's 1984. Again, that green sheen won't show up when you write with it normally. And then Wearingeul's The Great Sage, Heaven's Equal. And then paired off between Diamine and 1984, I feel like this one. It's actually really fun because you can see all the different colors, the shimmer, the sheen. So that was really fun. All right, let's go to a slightly less fun one, which is our standard reds. Okay, so standard reds here. I don't know how hard I want to clamp that down because it might still be just a little bit damp. Okay, let's get going. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so once again, I have all the bottles opened. The first one is going to be Wearingeul's Metamorphosis. This is, again, a standard ink, so I don't really have to shake it, but I do like to kind of twist them a little bit to make sure that it's just mixed up in case it's been sitting for a little while. And then, of course, it's Wearingeul, so I need to open it with this. Okay, and we were using this last time. So this is like going to be kind of a rusty red. I think this reminds me in a way of writer's blood. I don't know if it's frequently compared to that, but it gives me those kind of vibes. I'm telling you, with doing these ink samples for these reds, my water is just so dark, so quick. Okay, so that was Metamorphosis. Very deep burgundy kind of color. And then we have Human Issues, which I feel like this was called something else too, like it had a second name, but I don't remember what it was. Oh my gosh. Oh, this one's really hard to open. Oh, there we go. That would have been an awkward video. Okay. So much brighter compared to the other. Put some dark spots in here so I can sit, see any shading that might happen. All right. And then we have Carmine. Carmine is Galen leather exclusive. Excuse me. This is one of my favorites. I was so glad I got it. I think they still have some left. If you like this and want to grab it. Oops, this clip is, there we go. It's crazy how much it looks like Human Issues, doesn't it? At least right now. We'll see what it looks like when it dries up a little bit. think it's just a hint deeper as far as color goes. And then we have Diamine's Red Dragon for the last spot. Such a pretty, brilliant red. So bright. It feels like a lucky red, you know? These are all so similar. Okay, let's see. Which ones of the two? So I think for me, because I know I have the 1984 and I tend to write with that when I want a darker red, I think for me, Human Issues wins this one. So let's put that in. Again, I think it might be kind of cool to do a little poll in the community. See if you guys agree or you would have picked the other ones. And then when it comes to these two, that's really difficult because Red Dragon is like my go-to, but Carmine is my go-to dark. That's interesting because if it was between these three, I'd pick these two, but that's not the way I set the brackets up. I think I'm going to go with Carmine on this. Yep, Carmine's going to win. I don't like that a exclusive one because, you know, sometimes when they're out of them for forever, but I think this one's just prettier. And then, out of those two, well, let's write this really quick. So this one is Wearingeul Human Issues. Why did I cross the I? Question mark? I don't know. Who knows? I should have started this video earlier in the day. My goodness. And this is Robert Oster, Carmine. I think Carmine's going to win again. Let me put the lid on this really quickly. Take a look. They're so similar. This just has the ability to just get a bit deeper color-wise. Yep. It's Carmine. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I didn't put the lid on all the way and I went to go shake it. Well, you know what? Carmine wants to win the entire page is what's happening. It's not an ink video unless there's chaos involved. Oh, man. At least it wasn't with Metamorphosis. People think I'm bleeding all over myself. Although this is dark. It's kind of nice that it hit its own little bubble. You only messed up yourself. You only hurt yourself. Of course, now look at my hands. I'm going to have to do the rest of the video like this. Let me pause and see how much of this stuff I can scrub off really quickly. And we'll see. We'll go from there. Okay, well, I guess you decide if that Colorverse soap for your hands works. Hit or miss, hit or miss. Okay, let's carefully open this bottle again this time. Instead of doing what I did last time. Goodness. Pop that bubble. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing like we did with the other. Oh, there's a cat hair on my hand. It's too bad that the drops just didn't hit this page. Then I'd be done. Slightly less pretty when you're using an ink that doesn't have any exciting properties, but still. Got all this new paper towels from my ink explosion. Ah, it's so classic. So classic. All right, now we'll do the winner. All right. Try that off too. And then this time, let's write with a medium. Again, should have written first, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Nice. Really tight, you silly bottle. Okay, let's take a look at these. These are probably going to take a long time to dry considering I dropped the ink, but let's take a quick wet look. Okay, so see how I can hold this without the ink going everywhere. So first we had Metamorphosis. It looks like it has some copper sheening, but I think it's just because I put it down so dark. I've never seen that in the writing. And then Wearingeul's Human Issues. Robert Oster's Carmine. It looks like it has black sheen, but I've never really seen that when I wrote with it. It just gets a darker shade. And then Diamine's Red Dragon. So Human Issues, not Tissues, paired off against Carmine and Carmine 1 right here. I think in terms of inks to keep and inks to sell, I am going to sell both of these. I think that I have the depth and the range that I want right here. So Human Issues and Metamorphosis is on the selling list. I guess I'll probably sell it on Reddit and ink swap, or sorry, pen swap probably. I'm not sure if I'll do one-offs or make a package deal so I only have to ship once. I haven't figured that stuff out yet. Okay, well, once this dries, we'll come back to it and then we'll get into the next group, which is the oranges. All right, we're back. Yeah, this is like watching paint dry. Honestly, I mean, it's ink, so it's the same sort of situation, but I'm gonna need to figure out some way to speed this up because I'm too impatient for this kind of stuff and I can't use an entire day for this. Or maybe the other ones I'll have to film them throughout the week or something. Anyway, all right, here we go. So we had, these are dry now. This is Wearingeul's Metamorphosis. You can see that because it's so thick there, you're getting some copper sheening to it. This was Human Issues. This has no sheen at all. Robert Oster, Carmine. And then Red Dragon. And then the two that headed off were Human Issues, not Tissues, and Carmine, where I spilled everything. So that'll be a fun memory to look back on. And then here's the scribble page of the winner, which was Carmine. And then I had decided that I would be selling Metamorphosis and Human Issues Red Dragon is a beautiful color, and Carmine is going to be kind of limited anyway, so that's why I'll keep both of those. And then the ink slowly but surely coming off my hands. Just keep scrubbing them. All right, so let's move that blotting paper over here just in case. And then now we're into our oranges, which sadly, I didn't catch the fact that I missed the S up here. So it's just orange. That's all right. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, so hopefully I'll learn from each one and it'll be a little bit better. All right, let's get going. Let me get my chair. And, oh, unlike the last time, I didn't have my boxes pre-opened. Let me do that really quick. So the oranges are an interesting one because I honestly thought that I would have more than I do. But I don't. I mean, some of the yellows I have kind of could be orange, but not really. Okay, so we have Sailor 173 heading off in the first spot against Lamy's Mango, and then we'll have Diamine Pumpkin Shimmer and Diamine Coral. So I do try to keep the ones that have, you know, different ink characteristics by themselves, but I only had 4 oranges. So let's take a look at these. All right. Sailor Ink Studio 173. My water is too far away. It's so weird looking. It looks like Jello because it's so bright. Man, I haven't had Jello in forever. I want to say that this has some chroma shading to it too, but I don't. It's been a little while since I've written with this one. It's just so light that I end up using it for headers and things like that versus like regular writing. Okay. Oh, that didn't work out. Okay. And then it's a good one for coloring, like that Dominant Industry coloring book. It's a pretty good one for that. This is Lamy's Mango. I only have 2 Lamy inks. I have this one in Pink Cliff. They look really similar in the bottle, don't they? I actually got, I got this in New York at the Lamy headquarters store when I was in there last year for the stationery festival at Yoseka. And the guy was like, this is the last one we have in the entire store. I was like, oh, I better get it. I got home and I'm like, when am I ever going to really use this color? It's like, it's pretty though. It's got like a yellow to it. Well, that's a difficult one. I really hope I get through this and I find more to sell and I don't become like sentimental about some of them. Oops. Oh, when they have the feet like this, they're always a pain to get out of the boxes. They're cute, but they're a pain. All right, this has got a lot of gold shimmer, so we need to shake it really good. Get out of the feet. There it goes. This is a Cult Pens exclusive. So I think no matter what, this one's going to win, because how can you say no to a shimmer ink? I feel bad for these other guys. This is like the perfect orange color, and it has shimmer in it. Not that I write with orange all the time, but, you know, during fall, and I can write with oranges. And I remember cooler weather. Although some of you guys are probably still in the midst of winter in Florida. It can't make up its mind. It's so pretty. I didn't expect this page to feel so cheery. I don't know why. I mean, orange is a pretty cheery color, but I didn't expect it. I kind of like just looking at it. All right, and this next one is Coral by Diamine. could have done this probably better or easier with Q-tips, but I thought that that would just be such a waste throwing that many Q-tips away. So I wanted to use this. This one's slightly more difficult. Ow, I just cracked my hands. I think for sure out of these two, Pumpkin Shimmer wins because I can't be completely impartial. They have kind of like the same underlying tonality, but this one has the shimmer to it. So, oops, let me write it this time first. So this would be Diamine Pumpkin Shimmer. Do you guys ever like you're in the middle of writing and then you just kind of keep putting little humps and swirls with just, it's not even how you spell the word. I do that a lot. I'm like, if I can make out the beginning of the word and I can make out the end of the word, I'll know what I'm talking about. Should I have done the bottom one first? Absolutely not. Did I anyway? Of course I did. Gosh, that's pretty. This makes me think of pumpkins. Halloween. Ooh, is there? I can think of two inks that are black with like a copper, but I've never seen a black with like a bright orange shimmer. That would be kind of interesting. Okay, and then these two. So this one's really unique because it does have the chroma shading. And this is just kind of a bright orange. I think for me, Sailor's going to take this one. I honestly thought I would have gone with the Lamy Mango, but I think even though I would never really write with these that much, that chrome shading is just so cool. Oops. Here we go again. All right, so this one is Sailor. 173. I think for the winners page on this one, I'm gonna call it a tie because I don't think these two are fair to compete against each other just because the shimmer and then the plain. So I think for me this is a tie, but in terms of selling and, you know, making some money for pens, I think I'm going to sell the Coral and the Mango. Even though the Mango is sentimental because I got it during the trip. This is such a pretty orange. Do I need a standard? I don't need a standard orange that's that bright. But, okay, so 2 more to the sale pile. Hooray. Maybe when I sell them, I'll sell them as groups of color instead of bottle at a time. I wonder how that would work. That make people mad or not. All right, let's try something different. And let's do, I want the shimmer at the bottom. So let's do like this. Is it my medium? Nope, hold on. It's medium. Just go. It's still weird to me that I don't have that many oranges. I wonder if they're just not like there's not a lot of them or something. I don't know. In real life, like this is fake life, but in real life, I really like orange, so very interesting. All right. Then let's do some swirlies. Let's do the 173 at the top. I have no idea how these two are going to look together, but you know, sometimes it's just cool to try stuff out. So we'll make our swirls up here with this color, and then we'll try to get them to bleed into the other color. I think that'd look neat. Just need to cake it on enough down here so it'll, okay. So in this one, I need to build up from the bottom so that I don't get any 173 in it. And then I need enough room to leave the title for the winners. All right, here we go. Last dip. Let's see how this works. All right. That's either going to dry really cool or just terrible. Let's do it like this. Ooh. I do not write with these things often enough to know when it's gonna blurb like that. Blurb is the official term of what it's doing. All right, let's take a little bit out of there so it doesn't warp the pages so bad. It tries to absorb that. Okay, that's not too bad. And then let's try to figure out some way to make that go on the bottom. How can we do that? Let's try this. Some of these are already dry, so it's going to look a little weird. Cool. Man, that is so vibrant. I think maybe next time if I do this, I probably need to have a bigger area in the middle where it's both of them, probably. Seems like something I missed out on. Awesome. Well, the good news is these feel like they're gonna dry quicker. Hopefully the pink ones dry even faster. This is also going to be the first video that I'm trying to edit, so I need all the extra time I can get. I don't want to be in front of a computer all night, not with the weather so nice outside. All right. Okay, so let's take a kind of a wetter close-up real quick. All right. Focus. Oops. Okay. So the 173 from Sailor, the Lamy Mango, the Pumpkin Shimmer, and the Coral, which on the phone, on the video, looks darker, but in real life it reads much more vibrant. And then the 173 and the Pumpkin Shimmer. And then here we have both of them winning, and I tried to bleed it into it. All right, so let's let this dry. We'll come back and take a look at that, and then we'll start our 2 pages of pinks. Okay, dokie. So the oranges are dry, and that actually turned out way better than I thought it would. But first, let's go over here. These are the 2 dried 173s. You can see. I think that it was a little bit blurry earlier. I keep trying to pull it up close, and when I do, sometimes it'll focus and sometimes it won't. We have the Mango, Pumpkin Shimmer, and Coral. And then here's how that page looked, where it, can we get, see how it shimmers? That's so neat looking. Okay, awesome. So that's fully dry. We're good to go. Let's start on the pink ones. It's anyone's guess at the moment on if my back gives out before my phone battery does in finishing this, but we'll see. It is taking about as long as I thought it would. So that's good, at least expectation-wise. Okay. This is the first one that is going to be a little bit different because I have an odd number. So first we're going to have Sumomo, I guess is how you say it, go up against this Jacques Herbin Rouille, I guess, here. And then whichever one of these wins will start in the bracket here and then go down here. And then since there's so many pinks, this one right here will face off against the winner of the next page. So let me get the Colorverse ready. And then this one, and Momiji. Okay, so let me open some boxes really quick. I don't know what's up these Colorverse boxes. I have such a problem with them. Okay, there's that. One more. Feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. All right, let's just go ahead and... My desk is getting too full. Hang on a minute. I've been putting up the ink bottles as I finish them, but I have my little stack to sell over here, and it's just impacting stuff. Okay. I don't know why there is a dark shadow here. I don't think I can fix that either. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let me zoom in a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Oh, you know what it is? It's the boxes. That's hilarious. Okay, let's get this one going. This is one that came with my gourd pen, my Sailor Pro Gear gourd. And I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. Let's move these big boxes over here. That's really funny that it was the... Oh, I still have eraser dust. Okay. So this is in the group of ones that I would call a pink brown or a brown pink. But to me, there's still pink enough to count. This looks a lot like the brunch date that I inked up this month. This is the next one. These bottles are so interesting. They're so shallow. Get some extra color in there. See really what that looks like. And then while those dry a little bit so I can make a decision, I'll work from here up and then we'll figure out what to do with that guy. So actually let me do brunch date because I know that that one has to be there. This is one of the ones I have, oh goodness, currently inked up this month. Oh, there we go. I'm telling you, those with the little rubber piece right here, like the color, Wearingeul. Always difficult for me to open up. Wow, those two look really similar, don't they? I should have had those two face each other. Wow. Some of these I haven't used in a while, so it's kind of like seeing it new. Like I've used the Brunch date is new, and I'm using it this month, but I haven't used this one in a while. Okay, I just tightened that too tight, and I just realized it, but that's okay. Kosumosu, I guess. Here's where we'll start getting into our, what I would call real pink pinks. Oh, it's so vibrant. I love it. Oh, it's so just brilliantly colored. That one's gonna be really difficult because this next one is Momiji is one of my favorite colors. I guess you could almost make the argument that this is kind of reddish or purplish, but I felt that it fit best in the pink group. I did debate a lot with Yamamoto, trying to figure out where to put that one. That one ended up in the purples though, not in the pinks. So that'll be on purple day. I want to make sure I get enough pooling here so you can see the sheen that happens with this guy. And I broke my cap, so I always have to be really careful with this one. Wish there was a way to get in a spare cap or something like that. I guess I could buy an empty bottle from someplace. Okay, who wins out of these two? I think since these are so similar, and this is very dry, like when I write with it, it feels very dry, that this one is going to go on my sell list, and it's not going to make the cut. So selling this one. And then instead, let's have this guy fight. I say fight, but you know what I'm saying. They're not fighting. It's so weird how it goes down so much browner than it ends up drying to. I can already tell you the problem here is I don't want to sell any of these four. Yep, I definitely do not. So I guess that's going to be the only one I get rid of in this group. I like these too much. Plus, tone, hue, everything is different enough. They're not very similar. Like these were dupes, so got rid of one of those. But each one of these is so different from one another. These two don't look like it, but they will be when it dries. I forgot to put this in there. Okay. All right, so, I think I'm gonna go with the Sailor on this one. So. And then here, I gotta go with my favorite, this Momiji. When this goldish green sheen starts to come through, oh my goodness. Is it Momiji or Momiji? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, so let's put this there. I've been trying to edit the video as we go so that when I'm done, I'm not going to have to sit there for like an hour or so and edit it. It's pretty interesting. I can't quite figure out some of the, like I got the Adobe Premiere Elements, right? The cheaper one. And I can't quite figure out like how to move the windows around. So I'm trying to edit in this tiny little corner. And I'm like Googling it and I can't close these other things. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. All right. This one, who is Momiji or Momiji. Did I just get more ink on me? I did. You know, I'm really glad I work from home, because if I had to go into an office tomorrow with this much ink all over me, it'd be a little weird. Yeah, I don't think I even need to think about this one. This one wins. So let's just go ahead and color that in. Let's put some heavy dollops so we can really see that sheen. I also need to remember to go through and erase these little pencil marks. At some point, anyway. Ouch. There it is. All right. Okay, we are almost done. Just 4 more pinks on the next page after these dry. And the winner of that will face off against this one. Is there only a 4? I think so. I think so. I think that's right. Okay, let's take a quick look at these. They're wet. And then we'll look again when they're dry. So here are the first 2. And then, man, those 2 are so similar, but really this one is so much drier writing. And you can really start to see, I know it's wet, but you can start to see that gold sheen happening there. Okay. All right, we'll let those dry and we'll come back. All right, we are in the home stretch. This is dry. We have 1 left to do. So just go a quick look at these again now that they're dry. That gold sheen is really popping off. So pretty. You can get that to show up in even a medium nib too with this pink. This is one of my favorites. All right, let's get on to pinks part 2, which is a bit of a tongue twister. This here just in case. All right, this is the final one, and then whatever wins from here will fight the previous, or battle, or go up against, whatever we want to say. This is raised a little bit, so that's just has to be a known thing. Okay. Okay, so the first 2, Scarlet and I think it's Cerise. And then 12th Night and Rose Quartz, which was last year's color. So quick note on this one. This is my only shimmer here. I don't have shimmery ones. Like these are standard. This is a standard. So this is another one that might have kind of an unfair advantage. We'll see. All right, let's do this. Move this over here so that the shadow doesn't get into it. And let's fall down. How about we stop? Okay, let's do Scarlet first. Let me double check placement. Okay, that's good. I haven't used this one in a minute. So pretty. It's almost the base color of the pilot that we just did. Momiji. I really should have watched other people's videos on that one to see how that's pronounced. It's like my favorite color and I don't even know how to pronounce it right. Okay, Scarlet. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry if that was really loud. I just realized that my water cup was making a ring on my desk. Okay. And then Cerise, I believe. I actually got this to match a pin that I no longer have that, honestly, I've been thinking about rebuying. Huh. I probably will. It was a Kaweco Perkio in the infrared. This is like a perfect match to it. I got rid of it because I didn't like the nib size on it. And when I bought the nib replacement, it made it like too long. The cap wouldn't fit on it right. But then I got another one in a different colorway as part of the Cult Pens. It's not an ink vent. Stationary vent, I guess. The thing that Cult Pens did. Anyway, there was one in there and it writes so beautiful that I really think I want to get my infrared Kaweco back. Okay, let's put those aside. And then, oh, 12th Night is first. I forgot to open the boxes. I think I might be getting so excited that we're almost to the end that the Pelikan ones always have these pieces of foam that I just know I'm going to lose one day. Not that it would make a big deal, but okay. So if you can see this, this has got this really pretty blue shimmer, but it's a pink. So this is a very, very, very pretty color. This is, I feel like it's a Atlas Stationers exclusive. Stationers? Atlas exclusive, we'll just say that. But it writes really light. You have to use a broad type nib. I mean, not broad, you can use a medium, but you just have to know that it writes very light. Oh, it's so pretty though. That blue shimmer on this pink. It's like so pretty. You probably can't see it right now, but you will. Oh gosh. All right, and then the Rose Quartz, which is another one of my favorites. The Rose Quartz is one of my favorites because the shading is just amazing. And it's a light pink, but it's also somehow dark enough that you can still, it's pretty legible. Okay. Let's see. I think out of these four, or sorry, out of these two, I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to vote for this one. Mainly because I keep thinking about that pin and wanting to get another one of it in the different nib size. So let's just go ahead and keep this one. And this is a really pretty color, but I don't think there's anything particularly wow about it. Whereas like this is really vibrant and bright. So I'll move this to the sell pile. Okay, and then out of these two, that's really difficult. I think for me personally, the Rose Quartz wins, but I'm not going to get rid of 12th Night. It was also one of my very first gifted to me inks by someone, so it also has sentimental stuff to it. But the Rose Quartz is just such a cool, the way the shading outlines in purple. Oh, it's just so pretty. Okay, let's do this. Such a long name. Okay, so let's fill that one up. Nope, let's do this first one. Okay. So this, I'm kind of liking the way I'm making these almost rectangles versus before where it was kind of all over. I think the all over will show a little bit depth and stuff of like the different colors and shades, but there's something soothing about it being a perfect rectangle like this. Okay, so this one, Rose Quartz wins. And then I need to check something because I think I accidentally left a box on the other side. So hopefully this doesn't. Nope. Okay. All right. So that's good. Let me close this up. That means that I need to pick a winner of these two. And for me, that's going to be the Rose Quartz. Oops. It's just so much more legible than 12th Night. That's also, I also realized that I don't have the bracket lines, so I'll probably go back in and add those in after I'm done recording. And the winner of the other one, oh, it's this one. I have no idea why I spelled quartz like that with the, I just threw a random E in there for no reason. I think I'm getting tired. I think it's time for a nap. All right. Okay, so now we play the game of which one wins. So I know when we went through the orange ones, we did the 173 and the shimmer, and I felt like they tied, and I made the thing because, you know, one has the shimmer and one's a plain ink. But with these two, I think, sorry, I just hit the camera. I think that, this one's hard because they're just such vastly different. Like, I feel like this is the contender for up here and this is the contender for here. I feel like this is another instance where, yes, they're pinks, but they're such drastically different pinks. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to do the color mix. I have no idea how these two are going to look, but I think that they're both winners because, like, I feel like they're tied. just because they're so different. Can I do that? Do I have to pick one? You know what? They're enough. They both, this has shade, this has sheen. Let's pick one. It's going to be this guy right here. So let's, this is going to look a little weird because there's something else in the page, but let's do it anyway. Let's see what happens. Oops. This one looks different. I don't know if I like it when there's two like this and it splits the page, but whatever. It's gonna look so cool when it dries and it has all that gold. This makes me want to just like color with inks instead of writing with them. Okay, we did it. We did it. We made it. Where's the, oh, here it is. And I'm not going to write this one's name. Well, maybe I will. Let's write it anyway, just to keep it consistent. I don't know where, but well, you know, whatever. Let's write it. This is a medium. We'll just write it at the bottom. Do we want to? No, we want to write it up here. Whoa, I should have written it at the bottom. I can't write in this angle. Goodness, it's way more difficult than it needed to be. Sweet. This looks like a little kid got a hold of it with the, I'm not totally in love with this page, but that's okay. We're done. We made it through the pinks. Congratulations, us. All right, let's do a quick look at it while it is still wet. All right, so you can see that Scarlet has very slight sheening of that green. Cerise, I believe, does not have any shading really or sheen. The Wearingeul 12th night is so pretty with that blue shimmer. And then this has purple shading. And then these two. This was the winner from the previous. And then I just look like this looks like I had some kind of mental break while I was doing this. That's funny. Okay. Well, anyway, we are good. We are done. I am going to let this dry and then we'll do one last flip through. And then I will ask all of you to vote in the community poll. Assuming that I can figure that out, of which ones you would have picked for each of the colors. I'm not sure if it's going to be one poll or two or how I'm going to have to do that, but this is not too bad. Like I had a lot of fun. I'm glad I picked this one because some of them I have like so many inks. So many inks, and it would take it forever. So this gives me a nice gauge of time about how it's going to take. And I'm also going to be selling 5 colors. So selling this one, which I'm looking at the camera lens and it looks like it's upside down, but it's right side. So I'm selling this one. Actually, let's do that. Let's go here. And I'll sell Human Issues. And I'll sell Metamorphosis. And then I'll sell Coral and this Lamy Mango. I think. I'm pretty sure. Although this is kind of cool because I have the memories associated. It's on the temporary sell list. I might keep it, but I gotta let stuff go. All right, so anyway, that's it. That concludes the video 1 of this series. Again, there's going to be several more series, so I will talk to you all next weekend. I hope that you have a good rest of your weekend and that you have a great week ahead. Thanks. Bye. Oh, hi. I finished the last video, started cleaning cat bowls and dog bowls and cat water fountains, then realized I never actually said that I would come back and I would show you this. Or rather, I think I did say it and then I didn't do it. Anyway, here you go. So dried samples. Scarlet has faint green sheen to it. Cerise kind of has some gold, but not really. I mean, I've never seen it show up. It's just because I laid it on pretty thick. Then you have 12th Night. You have Pelikan's Rose Quartz with its purple shade. And then here is the Thought Explosion that you can see all the really cool gold sheen on. So it's just so cool. All right, really, for real now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your weekend, and a great week ahead. Thanks. Bye.